Cool. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Hey, Shalom Israel. Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Barakatham. Yahshua Atham Bashim Yahushai. We here. We're gonna give it a second. Let everybody settle in. One second. We'll get started. In a few, we're gonna give brothers and sisters a chance, a minute or two, to come into the class, and we'll start. All right. You got your prayers in order?
The Lord's Prayer, God, blessing, songs.
Yep. Make sure if you're watching, you got your incense burning, as we are going to throw up these prayers in just a second, and rock it out, all right? So, just me and the brother, I imagine. Go ahead and grab it. All right. We're gonna call up young man. We're gonna call you up. All right, come up here. All right. So what you gonna do? Grab your soda. You're gonna state your registry. You know how to do that? All right. So you know what Maidum Shabbat is? A Maidum Shabbat. That's a Maidum. So a Maidum Shabbat. So let me see your Maidum again. A Maidum Shabbat. A Maidum Shabbat. Get it? All right. You go back to Maidum. Barak. Yes, Barak. No. This is Barak. And then you state your registry. So you'll say, young man Rigo.
Young man Rigo.
What tribe you from, man?
Issachar.
So Bun Yashikar.
Bun Yashikar.
Bun Yasharala.
Bun Yasharala.
Right? And we're going to cross swords. And we're going to confirm that's who you are. So we're going to, at the same time, we'll say, young man Rigo. Say what we got.
Young man Rigo.
Bun Yashikar. Bun Yasharala. Then you salute us.
Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Barakatah.
No, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai.
Right. Barakatah.
Barakatah.
Barakatham.
Barakatham.
Right. Thumb is two. Right? So, and then we'll Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barakatah. Now you're going to come up to your right. You see that?
Go.
Go ahead, get in the middle. Let me see here. How's it looking at?
It's awesome.
It's cool.
A little. From the video kid. You like half in there.
Okay. All right. You blew it. Oh, no, sorry, Christ. Blow that. All right. So give me a sharp left turn, all right? I'm going to turn Sar. Take with your right hand. All right, Sar. Extend. And say La Yasharala.
La Yasharala.
which means
To Israel.
to Israel. Go ahead, Doc. You drink it all. All right, Sar, face me. Ashpur, grab that shofar. Sar. All right. So, I got it for you. Face me. Shoulder. Hold up. Hold it like this. Like this. Got it? All right, sorry. Almighty Wapinya Kudum, which means stands and face the east. Everybody, stand and face the east. How's it? I just
Our score is a little cut off.
come in
Just
closer,
bring it
little.
back.
I score. Baba Kusha.
That's so right there, sir.
Okay, yo. Yes.
All right, no sweat. I'm gonna say the prayers in Hebrew, and Brother Ashkur is gonna say them in English. All right.
Come.
The Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Bashemaya.
Shabbat Shemayah.
Dash.
Kodash.
Hayah.
Shemka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malakutka.
Malakutka.
Taba'ah.
Taba'ah.
Zaka.
Hayah. Hayah.
Ratazah.
Kawa. Hayah.
Bashemaya.
Bashemaya.
Manawa. Come. Call.
Yawam.
Salaknawa.
Salaknawa.
Watnawa.
Salaknawa.
Salaknawa.
Tabayanawa.
Sayawan. Paul. Washaynawa. Hayah.
Laka.
Malakwa. Mahala. Tapara. Malamya. Aman.
Now in the English, our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done
in earth,
in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day
our daily bread.
our daily bread,
And forgive us our debts.
and forgive us our debts
As we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our
And
debtors,
lead us not
and lead us not
into temptation.
into temptation,
But deliver us,
but deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom,
and the power.
and the power,
and the glory.
and the glory,
Forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
This is Hakat, which means the power. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bashar.
Bashar.
Yahweh Shah.
Yahweh Shah.
Babakusha.
Babakusha.
Dunlanaw.
Dunlanaw.
Hakat.
Hakat.
Hakat. Rapa'ah. Call.
Call.
Makalak. Wakal.
Wakal.
Madawat.
Madawat.
Hakat.
Hakat.
Latahar.
Latahar.
Ha. Latazarayim.
Latazarayim.
Hakat.
Hakat.
Lahakwayim.
Lahakwayim.
Hamatyim.
Hamatyim.
Hakat.
Hakat.
Isle.
Isle.
Akawat.
Akawat.
Tamala.
Tamala.
Garashan.
Garashan.
Bashar.
Bashar.
Yahweh Shah.
Yahweh Shah.
The water.
The water.
Amen.
Amen.
Now in the English, the power, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal.
The power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
The power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
The blessings. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Yahweh Shah.
Yahweh Shah.
Wa'alahayim.
Wa'alahayim.
Watazab Ya'ah.
Watazab Ya'ah.
Alawap Yahana.
Alawap Yahana.
Alawapyim.
Alawapyim.
Hasaranyim.
Hasaranyim.
Hakwatazayanyim.
Hakwatazayanyim.
Hakiyayoyim.
Hakiyayoyim.
Wa'akwatyin.
Wa'akwatyin.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Wa'asham.
Wa'asham.
Yahweh Shah.
Yahweh Shah.
The water.
The water.
Amen.
Amen.
Now in the English, the blessings. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shah.
And Yahweh Shah.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commanding General Yahweh.
Commanding General Yahweh.
The general.
The generals.
The captain.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
Hey, can you give me some more? Please. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayun Yah, Oh, Hayim, Mayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Baratazah, All, Yathan, Lamawat, Regalka, All, Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yashin, Shomar, Yasharallah, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Zalka, Yad, Yawamam, Shamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yakal, Rai, Yashmar, Napaska, Yahweh, Yashmar, Hazaatka, Wa'aka, Wa'id, Walam.
Now in the English, Psalms chapter 121, I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from the Lord.
My help cometh from the Lord,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
I will not suffer.
I will not suffer.
Salaki. He will not suffer.
He will not suffer.
Thy foot to be moved.
Thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel,
he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade.
The Lord is thy shade.
Upon thy right hand.
Upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
Nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee.
The Lord shall preserve thee
from all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy
The
soul.
Lord shall preserve thy going out.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
And thy coming in.
and thy coming in
From this time forth.
from this time forth
And even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
Psalms 83 in the Hebrews. Alahayim,
Alahayim,
All,
Ayah, Akah,
All,
Akarash,
All,
Nashaquat, All,
Kaya,
Hana,
Yabika,
Yabika,
Amayawan,
Amayawan,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Al,
Amaka,
Ayamwa,
Ayamwa,
Sawada,
Sawada,
Wa'ida,
Wa'itazawa,
Al,
Al,
Wanika,
Wanika,
Marwa,
Marwa,
Kawa,
Nakakidam,
Magalia,
Magalia,
Wallah,
Yazakar,
Shum,
Shum,
Nasharallah,
Yasharallah,
Wada, Kaya, Nawa,
Tazawa, Laba, Kadwa, Ayaka, Barya,
Nakarathwa, Adawam, Wa, Ishmaelim, Awaba, Hagarium, Kabal, Waimawan, Waimalat, Halasha, Amishabia, War, Gum, Ashawar, Alawa, Aimum, Hayawa, Zarawai, Bunya, Salah, Aisha, Laham, Kamadyan, Kasaya, Sarah, Kayabyan, Nakor, Yashwan, Shamadwa, Shemayan, Nara, Kazaba, so like Hayawa, Daman, Lama, Shaitamwa, Nada, Gamawa, Kaira, Kazaba, Katazor, Manai, Kol, Sayakumwa, Ashar, Marwa, Rasha, Nawa, Nawa, Alahayim, Shaitamwa, Gogala, Kwash, Lapunya, Ka'ash, Ira, Kalaba, Alahat, Aryam, Kun, Aradapma, Irika, Patka, Bahalam, Wala, Punyaham, Walawan, Waya, Kwashwa, Amka, Yahweh, Waya, Halwa, Aya, Parwa, Badwa, Iwa, Shemka, Yahweh, Al-Kal,
Now in the English, Psalms chapter 83. Keep not thy silence, O God.
Keep not thy silence, O God.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O God.
And be not still, O God.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
Thine enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee.
And they that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up the
They
head.
have taken crafty counsel.
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people.
against thy people.
and consulted against thy hidden ones.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
Come,
and let us cut them off from being a nation.
cut them off from being a nation.
That the name of Israel
That the name of Israel
may be no more in remembrance.
may be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together
For they have consulted together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against
The
thee.
tabernacles of Edom,
The tabernacles of Edom
and the Ishmaelites,
and the Ishmaelites,
of Moab,
of Moab,
the Hagarenes,
the Hagarenes,
Gebal,
Gebal,
Ammon,
and Ammon,
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the Philistines,
the Philistines,
the inhabitants of Tyre,
the inhabitants of Tyre.
but Shur is also joined with them.
The shores also joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them.
Do unto them.
As unto the Midianites.
As unto the Midianites.
As to Sisera.
As to Sisera.
As to Jabin.
As to Jabin.
At the brook of Kison.
At the brook of Kison.
Which perished at Endor.
Which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like Oreb.
Make their nobles like
And
Oreb.
like Zeeb.
And like Zaid.
Yea.
Yea.
All their princes.
All their princes.
As Zebah.
As Zebah.
And as Zalmunna.
And as Zalmunna.
Who said,
Who said,
let us take ourselves the houses of God in possession.
let us take ourselves the house of God in possession.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
As the stubble before the wind.
As the stubble before the
As
wind.
the fire burneth they wood.
As the fire burneth the wood.
And as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
And as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
So persecute them.
So persecute them.
With thy tempest.
With thy tempest.
And make them afraid with thy storm.
And make them afraid with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame.
That they may seek thy name.
That they may seek thy name.
O Lord.
O Lord.
Let them be confounded.
Let them be confounded.
And troubled.
And troubled.
Forever.
Forever.
Yea.
Yea.
Let them be put to shame.
Let them be put to shame.
And perish.
And perish.
That men may know.
That men may know.
That thou.
That thou.
Whose name alone is Yahweh.
No, it's like that men may know
That men may know.
that thou,
That thou.
whose name alone,
Whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh.
art the Most High,
Art the Most High.
over all the earth.
Over all the earth.
So, Yeshabium, be seated.
So face. Good Most High hand. Almost. Take a seat up. Yeshabium, or Yeshab means to be seated. Scoot up a little bit. Focus up. All right. So, how are we looking at the water? So we hear Sabbath service. The water out. Appreciate it. And so who can tell me when the Sabbath day starts? Go ahead, Kamala.
Friday, Sunday.
Friday sundown. When does it end?
Saturday, Sunday.
Saturday sundown. That's right. Because what's a day?
Today,
What is a day?
what is a day? Where we get to enjoy our free time.
A day?
Oh, what is a day? I said, what is today?
No.
Oh, what is
That's
a
lie.
day?
No, you good.
That's a lie.
What is a day though?
So like 20. Nah, I don't.
Even in the evening.
Oh, yeah, kind.
You know what I mean? Sunset.
Right, kind.
Pretty much. You see, in the Bible, day don't start when the sun rises.
Right,
You see, really, that's the middle of the day.
kind.
You know, so yeah, this is one of those things. But we got a good topic. We're gonna talk about King Solomon. Who can tell? Before we talk about King Solomon, who can tell me who King Solomon's father was? Go ahead, Rigo. I can't hear you.
King David, sir.
King David. That's right. Now, who was King Solomon's mother? Good.
Queen Sheba, sir.
No. Queen Sheba?
Queen Sheba.
No. Sheba was a heathen. She traveled. No, that's a good one because the mother's name is Bathsheba, so I can see where that can be, misconstrued or whatnot. But Sheba came and traveled, I believe, to hear King Solomon's wisdom, but he never had relations with her. But Solomon's mother was Bathsheba. Who was Bathsheba? What was the account or records between David and Bathsheba? Go ahead, come down.
Bathsheba belonged to another man, and King David.
What was that man's name?
Um,
Uriah. Uriah the Hittite.
Khan.
And then what happened? Give me a little summary of what happened.
King David slept with Bathsheba, and
No, yeah,
Khan. So King David slept with her, and she became pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And King David wanted to hide it,
Mm-hmm.
so he told Uriah to go unto his woman.
Mm-hmm.
And Uriah was a mighty man,
Mhm.
and he wanted to. He was one of King David's soldiers, and he wanted to protect King David. So he didn't want to go to his wife. King David told him to go, and I don't recall. Just a little fast forward. He sent him into battle and put him in the front line, so he could get killed.
Mm-hmm.
Or kind
Okay.
murder, kind
Yeah.
I was gonna say murder. I wanna,
Yeah.
kind
Now, that's what it was, definitely, because that was a mischievous plot
right.
that King David, he thought he got away with. And so she got pregnant. What happened to that child that she was pregnant with originally?
The Most High. He died.
The baby
The
died.
baby died.
Right. King David begged the Lord, but the Lord killed him. Killed that baby, man.
Kind.
See? So, but now we're going to pick it up after that child. He had Solomon. Solomon was, what does Solomon, anybody tell me what Solomon means? It's peaceful, peace, right? Which is synonymous with his reign on the throne, so to speak. It was a peaceful time period in Israel.
Right.
So let's look at 1 Kings, the 11th chapter today. We're going to review King Solomon, right? King Solomon did many wonderful things. Who can tell me some things that King Solomon did? Go ahead, Rigo.
He built the temple.
He
sir?
built the temple. Get that brother a hand. Absolutely. And that was a tedious task. So who wanted to build the temple but was not allowed?
King David, sir.
Get that brother a hand. How you know that? I'm playing that.
Studying, remember, studying.
That's damn right.
Young man up in here.
Damn right. We go. I'm very proud of you. So you look at why he wasn't allowed to. Why wasn't David allowed to? Go ahead.
He had too much blood, sir.
Get it. This man on fire right now. Go ahead. Too much blood where? On his hands.
Right.
Okay, no problem, man. I like that. I like that. So the Lord told him, you can't build it because there's too much blood on your hands. You see what I'm saying? There's too much blood on your hands for you to build it, but your son's gonna build it.
Right.
You see? So King Solomon did many wonderful things, right, Rigo? He did great things. Then he erred in his life. We're gonna go to that error in his life, and we're gonna review that because the Bible says in Romans 15:4, the things written aforetime are written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So we're gonna go into the scriptures. First of all, who said that? Who said the things written aforetime are written for our learning? That we through comfort of the scriptures might have hope. Who said that? Who wrote Romans?
Paul.
Paul. Paul was an apostle, right? Now let me ask you this. When he said the scriptures, what was he talking about? He said things written aforetime.
He's talking about the, what now they would say the Old Testament.
What we know now today as the Old Testament. That's right. Because Paul didn't have the book of Revelation. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have that, but when, like Christ said, search the scriptures, for they are they which testify of me. What was he talking about? He's talking about Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, etc. See? Psalms. So we're gonna search the scriptures. We're gonna go to First Kings chapter 11 today. Ashkur, I'm gonna have you read the first 7 verses. Then I'm gonna have you read it in English. All right?
This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 11, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Wahamalak, Shalamah, Ahab, Nashayim, Nakara, Yawan, Nakara, Yawath, Rabawath, Wa'atha, Wa'atha, Bath, Para'ai, Mawa'ab, Hath, Imanaya, Wath, Adamayatha, Tazadun ya ha, Kaf ya yath. Verse 2, Makah, Hagawayim, Asherah, Amara, Yahweh, Allah, Benaiah, Yasharallah, La'ah, Saba'awa, Bahum, Wahum, La'ah, Yaba'awa, Bakum, Akaz. So like, Yatawa, Ath, Lab, Ba, Labama, Akaraya, Alahaya Yum, Bahum, Dabatazah, Shalamaha, La'ahabaha, verse 3, Wayahaya, Lawa, Nashayam, Sharawath, Shabai, Ma'awath, Wabalaga, Shayam, Shalash, Ma'awath, Wayatazawa, Nashayawa, Athlakawa, verse 4, Wayahaya, La'ith, Tazakwan, Shalaha, Shalama, Nashayawa, Hatawa, Labavwa, Akaraya, Alahaya, Akarayam, Wala'a, Haya, Lababwa, Shalom, I'm Yahweh, Alahaya, Balabab, Dawayad, Abayawa, verse 5, Wayalaka, Shalama, Akaroya, Aisha Thara, Aisha Thara, Aisha Thara, Alahaya, Tazadana Young, Wa Malakam, Shakwas Tazawa, Shakwas Taza, Imanayim, verse 6, Wayaish, Shalama, Ayawa, Ba'ayanya, Yahweh, Wala'a, Mala'a, Akoraya, Yahweh, Kadawad, Abayawa, verse 7, Az, Yabana, Shalama, Baha, Lakamawash, Shakwataza, Mawa'aba, Ba'ara, Asherah, Ila, Panaya, Yerawa Shalom, Wala Ma, Lak, Shakwataza, Panaya, I'm a Wantaza. That's the verses.
All right, get that brother hand. All right, so let's look at 1 Kings 11:1. Go ahead, Ad.
It's the book of 1 Kings, chapter 11, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
But King Solomon loved many strange women.
Right. We reviewed how King Solomon did many great things, and he built the what?
Temple.
The temple of the Lord. He built the temple of the Lord. It was decked out. It was glorious, right? But then he made a mistake, right? First of all, King Solomon was recognized for his what? Good.
For his wisdom.
For his wisdom. Hence the wisdom of Solomon. The book of the wisdom of Solomon, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes. You see, that's all King Solomon. King Solomon was wise. Where did people begin to know that he was a wise king? Because not all Israelite kings were wise. You get what I'm saying? You didn't have some kings who made horrible decisions, right? Remember when King Solomon, there was a famine in the land, and these two women, basically, y'all read that?
Concept.
The two babies?
It was one baby.
It was one, but remember,
Two women.
it was two women. They each had a baby.
Go on.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Pull that up real quick. So I get it. Go to 1 Kings 3. Real quick, just to give you a little insight on Solomon. Right? 1 Kings up until the 11th chapter is all about Solomon. That's a lot for a king. He's like second as far as the most coverage of his life. King David being first. First Samuel, 2 Samuel is dominantly about King David. You see, about 15 chapters is about Saul. But then you got 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, and then first chapter of 1 Kings is the life and times, if you will, of King David. But from 1 Kings 1, chapter 1 to 11 is about Solomon. And let's look at 1 Kings 3 and 16 really quick.
This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 3, verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
Then came there 2 women that were harlots unto the king.
What's a harlot? Go ahead, sis.
Prostitute.
A prostitute. Get that sister hand. Right? Which means she people pay her for, services. Disgusting. Go ahead.
Unto the king, and stood before him.
Uh-huh.
Verse 17. And the one woman said, O my Lord, I and this woman dwell in one house, and I was delivered of a child with her in the house.
Keep going.
Verse 18. And it came to pass the 3rd day after that I was delivered, that this woman was delivered also.
What does she mean by delivered?
She gave birth.
She gave birth. Let's keep reading.
And it came to pass on the 3rd day after that I was delivered, that this woman was delivered also. And we were together. There was no stranger with us in the house, save we 2 in the house. Verse 19. And this woman's child died in the night because she overlaid it.
Right. One of the women's children died because she overlaid it. What does that mean? She overlaid it. Go ahead.
Verse 20.
It's coming down.
Oh, so like I said, she overlaid it. I mean, she laid on him,
Overlaid.
or laid him on his belly.
Suffocated him.
Okay.
Whether it was she rolled over in her sleep or put too many clothes on him. You see?
Okay.
Suffocated the child. Go ahead.
Verse 20. And she arose at midnight and took my son from beside me.
So she killed her son, and she saw that the child was dead, and then she woke up and did what?
While thine handmaid slept, and laid it in her bosom, and laid her dead child in my bosom.
Right. So what happened? What's going on here? Go ahead, Commodore.
She switched the babies.
She switched the babies. Remember, they lived together. They both had babies 3 days apart. One of the women's died. The baby died, and in the middle of the night, she tried to swap them out. You see? And this is one woman. The other woman's right there as she's talking to the king, so he can judge the matter. Right, go ahead.
Verse 21. And when I arose in the morning to give my child suck, behold, it was dead. But when I had considered it in the morning, behold, it was not my son, which I did bear. Verse 22. And the other woman said, Nay, but the living is my son, and the dead is thy son. And this said, No, but the dead is thy son, and the living is my son. Thus they spake before the king. Verse 23. Then said the king, the one said, This is my son that liveth, and thy son is thy dead.
No, and thy son is dead.
And
thy son is
and
dead.
thy son is dead.
Is the dead.
The dead. And the other said, Nay, but the son is the
But thy son.
But thy son is the dead, and my son is the living.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 24. And the king said, Bring me a sword. And they brought a sword.
So what was they doing? They was going back and forth in front of the king. Of course, the king doesn't know for sure whose child is who, right? Yeah, that's my baby. No, that's my baby. Your baby's the one that died. No, my, they going back and forth like women over a child. Imagine how, the intense atmosphere in the room that was. You see,
Right.
They're arguing over whether someone's child died and someone swapped child, and Solomon was like, "Bring me a sword." Go ahead.
Verse 25. And the king said, divide the living child in two.
Right. So what did Solomon say?
He's saying that the baby is gonna get cut in half.
Get that man a hand. You see? Man, out of the mouth of babes, right? Go ahead.
And give half to the one and half to the other.
Right. Woo, you hear what Solomon said? Cut the baby in half and give one half to one, and one half to the other. Now get out of my face. That's what King Solomon said. But was King Solomon really going to do that? No. It was strategic. Go ahead.
Then spake the woman, whose the living child was unto the king.
Right, no. Then spake the woman Then spake the woman whose the living child was unto the king. You see? The woman who was the actual mother of the child, she knew that she was the mother. She said something, she was going to say something to the king before he cut the baby in half. Go ahead. 4.
For her bowels yearned upon her son.
Uh-huh.
And she said, O my Lord, give her the living child, and in no wise slay it.
So what she said? King Solomon had a sword, and the baby was right there. What did she say?
She said to just not cut the baby in half and to just give it to the other woman.
Why did she say that?
Because she doesn't want it to get killed.
And why would she do that?
That's the part I don't know.
You know, he on it though. I'm taking a picture with him after class. I ain't joking. Go ahead.
Because it's her child.
So what would that show King Solomon?
That she doesn't want the baby to die because she knows it's her child.
Who knows it's her? Who would know that it's her child?
The one that gave birth to the child.
So the
There's a
king,
reason. There's a reason why. Go ahead.
Because it's her child and she doesn't want her child to get killed.
Right. So, but okay, who is supposed to see that? Who wanted to see that reaction?
The one that was gonna cut the child in half.
Which is who? King Solomon, right?
Yeah.
King Solomon, right? King Solomon wasn't gonna cut the baby in half. It would be
Yeah,
alright.
He wasn't really gonna cut it
He
in
wasn't
half.
gonna do that, right?
He just
You feel
wanted
me?
to get the reaction so he knows who child it
Hit that man a hand, man. Good night. Go ahead. He sounds just like your line too. Go ahead.
but the other said,
You know, your line, he explains stuff thoroughly. Go ahead.
but the other said, let it be neither mine nor thine, but divided.
Mm-hmm.
Then the king answered and said,
Like, don't do it. Just give it to her. Right? Go ahead.
give her the living child, and in no wise slay it. She is the mother thereof.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 28. And all Israel.
So the king said, give her the living child. See, because I saw that was a mother's reaction. You see, to a child that she gave birth to. That I know that's the mother.
Right.
Keep reading.
Verse 28. And all Israel heard of the judgment which the king had judged.
So that was through all Israel. So, you know, blacks and Hispanics was in the house. Like, man, you heard about, man, and the old girl did.
Gone.
She was about to cut the baby in half, but really, it was all just to, man, he wise.
It was all just-
Yeah, it was all just, smoke and mirrors. Man, King Solomon wise, yo. Right? And from there, his wisdom was,
And so, like I said, I just want to point out where, the mother was saying, let her have it, but the other one said, let it be neither mine nor thine, but divided. Like the other one
Exactly.
still wanted to get, you know what I mean?
exactly.
Yeah.
That's how he knew that wasn't the mother, because a mother wouldn't do that.
Right.
So you was probably thinking, my child is dead, so if your child is dead, then
Right. I ain't even look at it like that. Damn right. Damn right. That's exactly right. Go ahead. Back to 1 Kings and 11, right? That's exactly right, brother. So when you look at King Solomon did many great things, man. You go read them first 10 chapters, but we're gonna focus on 1 Kings 11 and 1, right? Throughout the years later. Go ahead.
The book, 1 King, chapter 11, verse 1. But King Solomon loved many strange women.
See, but then King Solomon built the temple. He was wise. He gave us Proverbs. He gave us Wisdom of Solomon, which books I, recommend you read if you have not. And toward the end of his life, because he was so rich, King Solomon was rich. King David, the reason why you're not going to read about King Solomon going to war. You know why? Because King David, his father, the king prior to Solomon, made the surrounding nations tributaries to him. Meaning, they pay taxes to us. You see? The Philistines, the Hittites, the Jebusites, the surrounding nations respected us for the period of Solomon's reign, which I believe was about 40 years. Hence his name, Solomon, peaceful time period. You see, it's like a nomen omen. It's a Latin term for like your name personified. But at this point, King Solomon loved many strange women, right? Keep reading.
Together with the daughter of Pharaoh.
With the daughter of Pharaoh.
Women of the Moabites.
Women of the Moabites. So he married Pharaoh's daughter. What nation would that be? What race of people would that be? King Solomon married Pharaoh's daughter. Go ahead.
Miss Ryan.
Check him out. Give him a hand. You gotta break that down now. You said Miss Ryan?
Yeah.
Which is what?
Montezarium.
Give him a hand. Look, check him out. Which is the name for what today?
The so-called Egyptians.
Egypt. Damn right, That's good, You see? Montezarium, Mizraim is Egypt. See? And the land, which would make them what?
Today?
Mm-hmm. What would that make them? What are Egyptians?
Oh, so like the so-called Africans.
Right, which are?
Which are the specific people?
Yeah. Well, who are you? Who's Israel?
Black Latino Americans.
But who are we? Who we come from?
Oh, from Jacob.
Who he come from?
From Isaac.
And who he come from?
From Abraham.
And who he come from?
From Adam. Salaka from Shem.
From Shem. So who do the Africans come from?
The Hamites.
Ham. You see?
Come.
The original name for Africa was what? Ham. The land of Ham.
Come.
You know what is it? What does it mean? Come.
Come.
It's hot. What the hell is Africa?
I don't know what it means.
No, it means hot.
Okay, come.
Africa is what?
Hot.
Yeah, the land of hot. I don't want to imagine being a slave in Africa. Not me. Go ahead.
Women of the Moabites.
Who are the Moabites?
The Chinese people.
Chinese women, Korean women. King Solomon is dealing with these women. Go ahead.
Ammonites.
Who are the Ammonites?
Japanese.
The Japanese women.
Come.
Read on.
Edomites.
Who are Edomites?
White women.
Who?
White women.
White women. Keep reading.
Zidonians.
Zidonians. Who are those? It's another African. Right? Israel was slipping with them Africans. Samson, remember? Right? I don't know what it was. Zidonians, what was another king that had a Zidonian wife who was actually the daughter of a Zidonian king? What was her name? King Ahab's wife. Swap.
Jezebel.
Get up, brother hand. Jezebel. Now, when you go home, read about Jezebel. Jezebel was a wicked woman.
That's right.
She was a Zidonian, and she brought her cultural practices in the land of Israel because King Ahab was a simp. He was weak, and he allowed her to resurrect the worship of Baal in Israel, and she forbid anyone to serve the Lord. She was a wicked woman. You see, you read about her and King Ahab and Elijah and the 450 prophets of Baal and that whole scenario, and how King Jehu came, king of Judah, and he saw her from a distance. She saw him, and she lived a wicked lifestyle, and the end of her was, that of a horrific sight. What happened? How she died? How did Queen Jezebel die?
The king ordered the servants to throw her off the roof, throw her out the window.
Right. She fell out the window from the high, and her body came and it splat, and the dogs, use their bones as treats. The dogs ate her up.
Right.
I think it just left her skull. You see?
Damn.
Crazy, man. Read them accounts. Go ahead, keep reading. But those are the Zidonians.
And Hittites.
And Hittites, Africans. Go ahead.
Verse 2. Of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into them.
Right. The Lord said, don't go into them. Don't deal with these nations. Solomon dealt with those nations. Read on.
Neither.
Too.
Yep.
Solomon was extremely wise. He's one of the wisest kings to ever exist in Israel, and he fell to something that is not it's not rocket science. A female. He had all the wisdom. He prayed to the Lord for wisdom so he could judge Israel. He was a great judge, but because of females, he failed. That ruined his whole reputation.
Well, that's an excellent point because. Go. You got
us being less than him being much greater than us, we really got to take heed to the things that he felt that, because that's what you said earlier. You learn from the scriptures in the past.
Right. Right. Go ahead, come
So
back.
like I said, if I could, this is a perfect precept because there's other fake Israelite groups that teach that you can have Edomite women.
That you can?
Because there's another precept that mentions African tribes or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? But this one right here, it mentions the Edomites and it says do not go into
of the nations which the Lord, that you're talking about Deuteronomy 7. They'll say that was talking about them.
Right.
But
this one right here breaks it down and it mentions, the Chinese, the Japanese, and the Edomites. Because, they believe that it was only, the Lord only prohibited us to get with African women.
Yeah, that's why they fake Israelites. You know what I'm saying? Because they buy prostitutes.
Right. They're not even real Israelites because they sleeping with white women.
Yeah.
Israelites don't do that.
Right.
Yeah. But no, excellent point. Go ahead.
Ye shall not go into them, neither shall they come unto you.
Come in unto you.
Come in unto you.
What that mean? You shall not go unto them, they shall not come in unto you. What that mean? Go ahead, Rigo.
Sleep with one another? Lay with them?
Yeah, but specifically, what does that mean?
You don't deal with them and they don't deal with you.
Okay, true. But what does that mean specifically?
Brother smart right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you understand. You reading books at home.
What does that mean, though? Meaning, don't give your sons to their daughters. Don't give. You see what I'm saying? Vice versa.
Right.
Yeah. How you say that? Don't give your sons to their daughters, and don't.
Give your
Your
daughter
daughter
to
their
their
sons.
sons.
How you say that?
And don't give.
How you?
And they don't give their daughters to your
Our sons. I couldn't get it out, but yeah, kind. You get the point. Go ahead, keep reading.
For surely they will turn away your heart after their gods.
Why did the Lord tell us not to deal with the other nations?
They won't be loyal to you.
They won't be loyal to you. What else?
They
Smart brother.
won't, like, they just won't care about you. They'll just walk out on you.
They'll walk out on you, but most importantly, they will have you serve their gods. And that's exactly what happened throughout the majority of the kings of Israel. See? Go ahead.
After their gods,
Uh-huh.
Solomon clave unto these in love.
Solomon clave unto these in love. He loved his heathen wives more than his Israelite wives. You see? He clave. You know what he did? He built altars. It's like he built churches. He built altars and temples, not only for the Most High, but then also he turned around, forgot about the Most High, and built altars and temples to Baal and Ashereth and heathen deities that Israel was not supposed to worship, which in turn would cause what? Israel to look at the king and, well, the king doing it.
Right.
That's the example.
Yeah.
He is the wise king. So if he's doing it, it must be okay that I sleep with Zidonians, that I have Edomite women, that I have Ammonite women, Edomite women, Moabite women, heathens.
Right.
Right? Solomon clave unto these in love. Read on.
And he had 700 wives.
How many wives?
700 wives.
Uh-huh.
Princesses.
Uh-huh.
And 300 concubines.
Uh-huh.
And his wives turned away his heart.
Right. He had 1,000 women. You see? 1,000 women. He slept with 1,000 women.
That's for all the sisters who don't believe in multiple wives. All the sisters watching. You understand? You can have multiple wives if you're an Israelite male. See what I'm saying? Sisters don't want to agree with that, but they want to have sex with everybody on the whole block. And they want to settle down and marry a brother.
Well, you can look at it. Absolutely. A man can't have more than one wife. But the thing is, goddamn, be wise. You know what I mean? 1,000 to have you building altars to their gods. Exactly. Before you know it, you're going to be celebrating Christmas.
Right.
And Halloween. You know what I mean? If you're going to get you multiple wives, it's best that you get you, in the truth. Women in the truth. Women with a good mind. Make your life easier. Right? Don't make your life harder. You see what I'm saying? I mean, 1,000? Shoot.
That's a lot. It's a lot.
One is a lot. You do it. Israelites, God, good night. But I mean, you don't want to make your life harder. Trust me. So like, if you're gonna get another woman, other women, you know what I mean? Try to be wise with that.
Right.
For sure. Go ahead, Ak.
Verse 4. For it came to pass, when Solomon was old, that his wives turned away his heart after other gods.
Turned away his mind after other gods. Read on.
And his heart was not perfect with the Lord his God.
So what should your heart be? What should your mind? What is your heart? Your mind. What should your mind be? Taking this example.
You should be focusing on finishing the Lord's work and serving the Lord.
It should be focused on serving the Most High. The Most High and Yahweh Shai. If you're not doing that, I mean, what are you doing? You ain't doing nothing. Well, you're going to college, you're getting a degree. That's what's up. Most High in Christ. But you don't get the Most High in no time. You get the Most High little to no time. It's more so going to the bar. You do that more than, you study. That's a problem.
That's right.
Nothing should come before the Lord. Oh, I know you ain't seen him, right? You got to see to believe, and your faith is weak.
Right.
Build your faith. You see, we know it's a lot about to happen, right? I mean, a lot of people are going to die soon.
Dying already.
I mean, more than this ain't nothing.
Right.
This ain't nothing. You know Passover coming up, right? The season of Passover. Put it this way. This time period, like we were 3 weeks away from Passover. During this time, the frogs is hopping all over Egyptians. This time of year, thousands of years ago. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like this is a good time in the spirit because, you know, the Most High gonna bring more plagues, man. The Most High gonna bring more plagues. Who saw coronavirus coming? The Egyptians didn't see lice coming. They didn't see their firstborn dying. They didn't see that coming. You better believe there's gonna be more plagues. So, but are you gonna be overtaken by them? Depends where you at in serving the Lord. Keep reading.
As was the heart of David, his father.
As was the heart of David, his father. Read on.
Verse 5. For Solomon went after Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Zidonians,
Mm-hmm.
and after Milcom,
Mm-hmm.
the abomination of the Ammonites.
Mm-hmm.
And verse 6. And Solomon did evil in the sight of the Lord.
Solomon did evil in the sight of the Lord, man. He did evil in the sight of the Lord. Read on.
And went not fully after the Lord, as did David his father.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 7. Then did Solomon build an high place for Chemosh,
Mm-hmm.
the abomination of
They
Moab.
naming these gods by name. You see that? Read on.
In the hill that is
You
before.
ever see a brother with an Arab woman?
Okay.
I better said no. I was. You got, you know.
You mean like in the world?
Yeah, in the world.
Yes, sir.
Brothers, what they become?
Muslim.
Muslim.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I had a lot of heathen. I grew up with a lot of Cambodians, so you know what I'm saying. Like, man, I'm not gonna serve no goddamn Buddha though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. I wouldn't. I go to temples. I see them serving this damn statue rice. Like, man, bring me that bowl of rice, man. Y'all wasting food. Nigga, give me too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell y'all doing?
Right.
But yeah, man.
East Indian women, right? They brothers marry East Indian women and start to believe, and they start growing dreadlocks because that's East Indian culture, right?
Yeah,
Ethiopian women, they start to want to become Rastafarian. Eritrean women want to become Rastafarian. What is Rastafarian?
Well, no, I was gonna say something else.
Go ahead.
Well, this doesn't answer your
That's
question,
fine.
but I just want to make a comment.
Go ahead.
I see that a lot in like Esau's military. Like whenever we go like to different countries, like brothers always want to get with like a heathen woman, and then you start to see them practice like their culture instead of what our culture is supposed to be.
Yeah, that's exactly what Solomon did. That's Solomon wasn't the only one. You see? Go ahead.
So like it, sir. In the hill that is before Jerusalem, and for Molech, the abomination of the children of Ammon. Ammon.
Right. So, Oscar Ward, what example can you take from King Solomon so far?
What example?
Mm-hmm.
To not fall into your lust.
Okay, not to fall into your lusts. What is lust always? Think of. Okay, what mindset was he in? You know, this Solomon was an actual man.
Yeah.
He had thoughts and emotions and feelings.
Yeah.
So what was going on through his mind?
Like when he got with heathen women?
Yeah.
Probably just got distracted. He had too much time on his hands.
Distraction.
He wasn't busy, probably.
Mm.
Fell into his lust, basically.
Fell
As a
into
man
his
does
lust.
sometimes.
He went into a damn trance, I would say.
Yeah.
He went into he was under some type of spell damn near. I don't know what them heathens was doing to the brother, but for you to build altars to their gods, knowing the Most High?
Yeah, it's crazy though. Yeah.
I'm just saying. Right? So let's look at Ecclesiasticus, right? I believe it's 20 and 32. Ecclesiasticus, actually, that's not it. It's Ecclesiasticus.
You want to say something? Mark?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think Solomon, he just has way too much woman, so he has no time on his hand. He just forgetting all about the Lord because he just has way too much women.
Right. No, yeah.
That's a heavy point.
That's a good point. That's why you gotta be wise about that. You know what I mean? You gotta be very wise with that. So you look at Ecclesiastes 18 and 30. The Bible says, "Go not after thy lust, but refrain thyself from thine appetites." What can be lust ain't always sexual. You see? Though that can be, there's, wrong lust. There's an evil lust.
Right.
The Bible says, "Go not after thy lust, but refrain thyself from thine appetites." Who can explain that to me?
Don't feed into your flesh. Like don't always give into your carnal desires. Like how you said, like lust doesn't always have to be about, like if you're a man, it doesn't have to be about women. It could be about
alcohol.
It could be alcohol. It could be money.
It could be money.
It could be anything that can, quote unquote, please your flesh.
Right. Because the things that will distract you from doing what you're supposed to be doing, throwing you off your course. So you gotta look. What does the Bible say? Examine yourself, whether you be in the faith. So look at your day to day, and how are you productive in serving the Lord that day? What'd you learn today? You get my point? How'd you serve the Most High today? Damn, I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing all week. I ain't studied all month. You know, when you don't water a plant, what begins to happen? It dies. You also got to look at your spirit, man. Give Psalms 1. Psalm 1. Go to Psalm chapter 1. You know? Psalms chapter 1, verse 1. No sweat.
Verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 1, verse 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly.
Right. Blessed is the man or woman that walketh not in the counsel of the unrighteous. Read on.
Nor standeth in the way of sinners.
We don't stand in the way of sinners. We don't do things sinners do. Read on.
Nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful.
Right. Read on.
Verse 2. But his delight.
What is your delight? When you delight in something, go ahead.
That's something you like doing.
Something you like doing, something you take great pride in doing, right?
Yes, sir.
Like if a brother wanted to be a professional boxer, what he gonna do, Swat?
Yeah, gym training all the time.
He gonna be training to be the best.
That's one thing when you said earlier about, you know what I'm saying, putting nothing before the door. That's what hit me hard, because I was like, man, there's some things that I know I still struggle with that gets in my time, you know what I'm saying? I could be spending more. That's something I'm trying to correct now. You know what I'm saying? That I go through that battle like daily, you know what I'm saying?
But the first thing is acknowledgement. So you're in the right way. You know what I mean? You hear. You know what I'm saying? So you're doing a great job. Don't ever beat yourself up. You see? Now, do you got to read the Bible all day, every day? No. You get what I'm saying? But you should definitely, make some time. Damn. You don't want to, when that time come, I can't call on the Lord for you. The Bible says, let every man work out his salvation, his own salvation. I don't know what you do in your private time. That's none of my business. Quite honestly. Right? Unless you my rib or my children. And then I can tell you, hey, what you doing. But you're your own grown individual person. So, hey. You don't want to be stagnant, though. You want to always be growing. Always grow, man. Look to grow, man. There's so many things to learn, man. right? And in that, you building your faith because this world is going to do everything possible to strip you of your faith. Friends, old friends, family, people you go to school with. Like I mentioned earlier, the results from the doctor, all that is going to be to discourage you and break your faith. Loved ones passing away, women leaving you, job firing you, not being able to see your children, not being able to see your precious son, your precious daughter. That affects people. But when you have the Lord, you trust in the Lord. What does it mean to trust in the Most High?
You know that
Yeah,
he said that he gonna do what's gonna be done.
Absolutely. But also, right, because you can pray for something, that don't mean the Most High is going to do it. The Most High is not a genie. Like, Christians think the Most High is a genie and he's supposed to answer all your wishes. The Most High ain't going to grant you every prayer that you pray. But trusting in him is understanding his will is going to be his will. I'm going to let the Lord be the Lord. That's not in my life because the Lord didn't want it there. Yeah, that affects me, but that's the Lord's doing. See, sometimes the Most High might answer your prayers. And hey, Most High in Christ. It's a great day in Israel. But not all the time. You see? So, keep that in mind, man. Go ahead, brother.
Can I just say something like for an example?
Mm-hmm.
Like, say you trust the Lord to help you get that PS5 online,
Mm-hmm.
and you just keep on spam clicking the order button,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't get one PS5.
Well, you don't want to, when it comes to things like that, you don't want to tempt the Lord.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You don't want to do that. You don't want to.
Yeah.
You don't want to beg the Most High for things like that. You get what I'm saying? That's Christ said, if you ask anything in my name, that I will do. Because what are people? And that's a good point you made. Because on a larger scale, what do people pray for? Money, cars,
For like
clothes.
money, cars, clothes,
You ain't gonna say the last part. Not gonna set you up for that.
Some people that
Yeah, they do that though. They-
They be like praying for games, praying for money to buy stuff,
Praying for the Lakers to win. Like
praying
stuff
for
like that
money
don't
to buy
matter.
drugs.
Exactly. Stuff like that don't matter to the Most High. Christ said, whatsoever you shall pray in my name, that would I do. What does that mean? Whatever you pray for to the work that'll benefit you in the work of the Lord, he'll grant that to you. Lord, I need can you please send me men? I need men in my area. I need men in my area. Can you send me men? Can you give me the ability to edit videos? You should go start taking class. It's not just gonna magically drop on your hand. You're gonna wake up and your hand. You're gonna lose control of your arms and you're gonna start doing you gotta take the time, practice. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Lord, I want to know how to sew. How can I sew? Please, that I want to help the nation with some garments and things like that. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
That's one thing. When I was a couple years back, I was going through stuff and I was praying, and I was wanting God to do certain things for me. The thought just came to my mind, like, you know what I'm saying? Why are you asking me? What's the motive behind you?
What's the motive behind it?
Yeah,
Right.
and you asked God for this, and I started looking at the motives of those things. It was all wicked, evil shit. Mm-hmm. I was like, you know what I'm saying? God ain't gonna bless you with nothing that's gonna destroy you. He ain't sin, so he ain't gonna bless you with nothing to go sin or do something wicked with or be, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
He ain't got time for it. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got time for it, like you just said.
Right. Is it wrong? Is it wrong? I mean, you can pray. There's things you can pray for. I mean, you're gonna get it. You can pray for a wife. You know what I'm saying? Hell, we pray Abonawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Samkah. We pray that, right? Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Right. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. don't know how to describe that. But damn, that's real though.
Yeah.
Christ said, this is how you pray. It's about the Most High's will. Remember when he prayed before he was about to go on that cross and die for us? What did he do? If there's any other way, Most High, that Israel can get it together, besides me going through what you want me to go through, let me know. The Most High ain't respond to him. The Most High ain't respond to him. Then what Christ said? Nevertheless, thy will be done. You gotta focus on what the will of the Most High is. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But I mean, if you serve the Most High have favor unto you, man. Straight up. You want that brother, man, do the right thing by that man. You want that sister, do the right thing by that sister. You want that that degree, you gotta put the time into it. You wanna know how to be a mechanic and work on cars, you gotta put time into it.
If I could, that reminds me of when Paul, right? When Paul was praying to the Most High to remove a thorn that he had in his rib, but the thorn is really just like a demon or a burden or something that you need to fight that's holding you back. And then Christ told him, your weakness is made strong in my grace. Something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same thing what that one is bringing out. It's like you can pray to the Most High for strength in certain things, but he's not going to just take it away. He's not going to take away that thing that you want to go away, because he wants you to step up and deal with it the right way. It's like you go to the gym, you pray, hey, Lord, I want to get big, or I want a PS3, PS4.
Don't do that.
You want a PS5, PS3?
Don't do that.
Then you have to find the way to do it.
I don't even play PlayStation because the controls are just way too hard.
That's all right.
Let's say you want to go to the gym, right? You pray to the Lord that you want to get big. If you go to the damn gym, you don't lift any weights, it's not gonna work. So what do you have to do? You have to go in the gym, lift weights, feel the pain, go through all the motions. The next day you're gonna feel sore. So you're the one that has to take the steps and defeat that thing that's stopping you from growing.
That's an excellent point. Because if I pray like Most High, I want to learn about the kings of Israel. I want to know who is who and time periods and all of that. And then I'm just gonna sit on the couch and wait.
Yeah.
What is that gonna do? I want to learn about the Persians and the Medes. I want to learn about this. I want to learn about that. I want to know how to bake a cake from scratch. I'm gonna pray about it, and I want to know how to be, in the culinary field. I don't know how to cook. And then I just sit on the couch and wait. That don't work like that. You see, you gotta put time into it, man. So what do you put your time into? Right? What do you put your time into? Right? Now with Solomon, what did he put his time into?
Heathen women.
He put his time in the heathens, man. Unfortunately, towards the latter end of his life, he put his mind toward heathens. And in that, he reaped the fruits of that, which was going against the Most High. See? So, who are your strange women in your life? That makes sense? What's the strange woman in your life that is distracting you and got you building altars to their gods? Come on now. I'm just saying. What's distracting you? What's discouraging you in your everyday life? What is that thought that you go at every day? Don't tell.
I was gonna say.
I'm just playing that. Go ahead.
I was gonna say demons.
Yeah, demons. A lot of times it is Satan.
Huh.
A lot of times it's you. Satan just, I ain't gotta do nothing. I'm gonna get back to him in a week. He got himself. Don't allow that. You get what I'm saying? He's beating his own butt. He's whooping his own behind. You know what I'm saying? You sit there. You don't ever just sit there oh man, I'm so horrible, I'm this and that, and low self-esteem, and nobody likes me, and don't do that. You're gonna die. You're killing yourself. There's no profit in that. See? That brother don't like me, that sister don't like me. Don't do that. I'm not good enough. That's Satan. See? Was there any questions in regards to King Solomon though? Any questions at all?
Concert.
Go ahead.
You know how King David, the Lord gave him a judgment, right?
Uh-huh.
He killed his sons. Was there a judgment for King Solomon for falling unto heathen women?
Yeah, it was. What was it?
That's why my questions were.
The Lord made him live so he could regret what he did and go through the pain of being with a heathen woman.
Not necessarily. Not exactly.
The kingdom split?
That's one. The kingdom did split. The kingdom did split. The kingdom split, the kingdom splitting is what? That was very dramatic. Like, that was a big thing for the tribes to hate each other. For blacks and Mexicans to hate each other is like a horrible thing.
That's right.
Because when we're together, we're powerful. But separated, that's what happened. And there was like a civil war amongst Israelites. The house of Judah and the house of Ephraim. Or the house of Israel. This kingdom split after Solomon. His son Rehoboam claimed Judah, and then Jeroboam claimed the house of Israel. But then also what happened? Nothing directly happened to Solomon during Solomon's life. Go ahead.
Heathen started to gain more power and ruled certain parts.
That's true. You want to take a stab at that score?
No, the brother said what I was gonna say. As far as the kingdom being split, that's all I got in my head right now.
Go ahead.
Don't let it women come between the brotherhood.
Nah. I mean, that's true, but that's not that.
Right.
Go to 2 Samuel 7. I'll show you something real quick. I'm going to show you this real quick. 2 Samuel 7 and 12. Let's look at something King David or the Lord told King David. Let me see. I score, read that real quick. Henry, I score. Go to 2 Samuel 7 and 12. Now, I wasn't going to go into this, but, real quick, little gem. 2 Samuel 7 and 12.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 7 and verse 12.
Uh-huh.
And when thy days be fulfilled.
Right, whose days be fulfilled, I score? David.
David, yeah.
It's the Lord talking to David. Go ahead.
Thou shalt sleep with thy fathers.
Thou shalt sleep with thy fathers. Read on.
I will set up thy seed after thee.
I will set up thy seed after thee.
Which shall proceed out of thy bowels.
Now, who is the seed after him?
Solomon.
Read on.
And I will establish his kingdom.
I will establish his kingdom. Read on.
Verse 13. He shall build an house for my name.
Uh-huh.
And I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever.
What did Solomon do?
Build a house for my name.
Uh-huh.
And I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever.
But was his throne forever? Keep reading.
Verse 14. I will be his father, and he shall be my son.
I shall be his father, he shall be my son. Read on.
If he commit iniquity.
If he did what?
Iniquity.
What did Solomon do?
Iniquity.
Read on.
I will chasten him with the rod of men.
When did that happen to Solomon? Never happened to Solomon. Who did it happen to?
To Christ.
To Christ. You see that?
Yeah.
You get it coming up?
Somebody's
I'm just playing. I know. But basically, what happened to Solomon was nothing.
Con.
until he came back and was chastened with the rod of men.
Oh, that's heavy. I always thought what that meant. Okay.
That was Christ.
All right.
You see?
Okay.
I mean, after Solomon, the kingdom was split. Christ reunited the kingdom. It was only right.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Christ was the man. I remember when Christ said, not even Solomon was as glorious as these arrayed. Remember when he said, get that real quick.
Book of Matthew,
Yeah.
chapter 24.
Let's look at that real quick. Matthew, no. He was just teaching, right?
Yeah.
Matthew 6:29. And yet I say unto you that even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. I just can imagine him smirking when he says that. You know what I mean? He knew who he was. I'm just saying. He knew it was the Christ. Where he read that Bible, when Christ read the Bible, this is me, I gotta fulfill this.
In Isaiah?
Isaiah, Genesis.
Oh, okay, con. But
Oh,
was
Deuteronomy.
there one particular one that says that he read about himself in Isaiah and then he closed the book?
That's Luke, the 4th chapter, and the 16th verse. And he was reading Isaiah 61.
Right, yeah, con.
And then he closed the book, and he said, this day is it fulfilled in your ears.
Con.
And everybody in the Sabbath service, eyes was fastened on him. And then they were like, what you mean? See? So, I mean, if there's no questions, man, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the Sabbath service. I want to say to water everybody tuned in. Hopefully learn a little bit about Solomon, right? Solomon in the reincarnation plainly was Christ, Yahweh Shai.
Right.
Because Matthew 1:1, the book of the generations of Jesus Christ, the son of Abraham, the son of David. Because he was also who?
Solomon.
He was Solomon, and who else was he?
He was Adam, Isaac.
He was Isaac.
Con.
In his lives, cycle of lives, he was Isaac too. You know, you was here before.
Con.
You ever meet someone and then y'all just click? Well, like y'all just click. Man, y'all could have known each other. Y'all could have been cool. Y'all was in goddamn Egypt building the pyramids together. I'm just joking. That's not literal. That's just my synopsis. That's not doctrine. I'll be feeling like that though. Like, damn, man, we must have been doing the work of the Lord together at one point. Because me and you, like, we just tight like that. And if you remember, the spirit of the prophets is subject unto the prophets. Like, we've been doing this together.
Con.
You get what I'm saying? We were the sons of the prophets. You know what I mean? We was in the school under Elijah. See, we was in the school during when Paul was teaching and Peter was teaching. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's real. Christ said, there'll be some of you standing here which shall not see death. So, go ahead, brother.
Do we look at Solomon as like a bad guy because he did iniquity?
Okay, no. We don't look at Solomon. That's definitely a stain in his reputation, though. Right? Because Solomon did great things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like us. Like, shoot. Our past lives, brother, before this truth, man. You know what I mean? But
It's like Moses. You don't want to look at Moses as a bad brother because he didn't make it into the Holy Land,
right?
Because he was held back from the Holy Land because he didn't give the honor to the Lord.
Right.
Same thing with Solomon.
Exactly. So, I mean, look, man, get in that Bible, man. Study that Bible. For real. Read that Bible, man. The Apocrypha. Read Wisdom of Solomon. Read 1 Kings. Read 2 Samuel. Get in there. But if there's no questions, comments, then we're just going to end the Sabbath service, all right? So just me and the brothers up here. I might just... Go ahead, our score. What? Daughter. Sar, face me. Right hand. Sar. Extend.
Laya Sharala.
Sar, face me. Sar. Good job. Go ahead, blow it one more time. All right. Sorry. Our men of Israel, gird up thy loins and prepare to salute the Torah. Form a single file line, brothers. Come Ashkawar and come over here. Slide. No, you can hold that up for right now.
Oh.
Come right here. Slide. Huh? Right, so you go Amajim Shabbat, Amajim. Then you Yahweh Shem Yahshai Barak Yah.
Yahweh Shem Yahshai Barak Yah.
Go ahead. Good job.
Yahweh Shem Yahshai Barak Yah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Barak Yah.
Get your lie. Get your lie. Get your lie. Be careful.
Yahweh Shem Yahshai Barak Yah.
Is your lie? Where's your lie? Where your lie at?
Yeah, they gonna grab him.
Okay. And when we say Yahweh Shem Yahshai Barak Yah, which means
The Most High, in the name of Christ, bless me.
yeah.
That's what it means in English. So this is a tradition that we did in the past, in biblical days. The Sabbath. Everything we're doing right now is as we did in the past. So this is Black, Latino, North American, Indian, true culture.
No, Barak.
Yahweh Shem Yahshai.
Yahweh Shem Yahshai Barak Yah.
There you go. Water. Oh, okay. Go ahead, ask the word.
Prayers?
No, you're going to do the start.
Yahweh Shem Yahshai Barak Yah.
Yahweh Shem Yahshai Barak Yah.
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah,
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shah,
Barak Yah.
Barak Yah,
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai,
There you go.
Barak Yah.
There you go. All right. There you go. Let's get back on the podium. All right, let's throw these prayers up. Mani wa Punyak Kadam, so we stand and face the east. As you throw up the prayers in the Hebrew and in the English. I would.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
The Lord's Prayer in ancient Hebrew.
Oh no, I'm gonna read the Hebrew. You got it in.
All right, so
Abanawa,
Abanawa,
Shabbat Shemayim,
Shabbat Shemayim,
Dash,
Dash,
Ayah,
Ayah,
Shemka,
Shemka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Malak of Ka,
Malak of Ka,
Taba'ah, Tazaka, Ayah,
Ayah,
Aisha,
Baratazah,
Kawa,
Kawa,
Ayah,
Ayah,
Shemayim,
Shemayim,
Lanawa,
Lanawa,
Lakum,
Come.
Call.
Call.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Asalaknawa.
Asalaknawa.
Kabawaknawa.
Kabawaknawa.
Kasalaknawa.
Kasalaknawa.
Kabawaknawa.
Kabawaknawa.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Kabayanawa.
Kabayanawa.
Masayawan.
Masayawan.
Ball.
Ball.
Kabashaynawa.
Kabashaynawa.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Rai.
Rai.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Laka.
Laka.
Amalakwa.
Amalakwa.
Waha'ala.
Waha'ala.
Watapara.
Watapara.
La'alumium.
La'alumium.
Amun.
Amen. Now in the English, the Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father which art in heaven,
Our Father which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Thy kingdom.
Thy kingdom.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done
In earth.
in earth
As it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day
Our daily bread.
our daily bread.
And forgive us our debts.
And forgive us our debts
As we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not
And lead us not
into temptation.
into temptation,
But deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom
And the power.
and the power
And the glory.
and the
Forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
Hakak in the Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Hashem.
Hashem.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
Babakushai.
Yahushai.
Gathalanou.
Gathalanou.
Hakak.
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 Rapa'ah.
Rapa'ah.
Call.
Call.
Makala.
Makala.
Wakal.
Call.
Madawa.
Madawa.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Matahar.
Matahar.
Ha.
Ha.
Matzarayim.
Matzarayim.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Mahaquayim.
Mahaquayim.
Hamathium.
Hamathium.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Io.
Io.
Rakawah.
Rakawah.
Hatama'ala.
Hatama'ala.
Lagarashun.
Lagarashun.
Bahasham.
Bahasham.
Yahushai. Water.
The water.
The water.
Amen.
Amen.
Now in the English, the power. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushai.
In the name of Yahushai.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the
The
power.
power to heal.
The power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the leper.
The power to cleanse the leper.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the
The
dead.
power against unclean spirits.
The power against unclean
To
spirits.
cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahushai.
In the name of Yahushai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
The blessings. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
Wameyaka'ala.
Wameyaka'ala.
Wa'alahayim.
Wa'alahayim.
Tazabi'ah.
Tazabi'ah.
Halawap Yohana.
Halawap Yohana.
Halawapim.
Halawapim.
Hasaranium.
Hasaranium.
Hakwatazayanium.
Hakwatzayanium.
Hakayayoyim.
Hakayayoyim.
Waha'akwathium.
Waha'akwathium.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bahasham.
Bahasham.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
Water.
Water.
Aman.
Aman.
Come down. Okay. Slide.
Now the blessings in English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahushai.
And Yahushai.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commanding General Yohana.
Commanding General Yohana.
Generals.
Generals.
The captain.
The captains.
And the officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushai.
In the name of Yahushai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Psalms 121. Asha'ah.
Asha'ah.
Yanya.
Yanya.
All. Haryum.
Haryum.
Ayan.
Ayan.
Yaba'ah.
Yaba'ah.
Isaiah.
Isaiah.
Isaiah. Ma'ayin. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Shemayim.
Shemayim.
Ratazah.
Ratazah.
All.
Yathan.
Yathan. Lamawat.
Lamawat.
Regalka.
Regalka.
All. Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Shemarka.
Shemarka.
Hana.
Hana.
La'ah. Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Ayashin.
Ayashin.
Shalomar.
Shalomar.
Sharala.
Yasharala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tzalka.
Tzalka.
Al-Yad.
Al-Yad.
Minka.
Minka.
Yawamam.
Yawamam.
Shamash.
Yashamash.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Yakaka.
Yakaka.
Wayarak.
Wayarak.
Walayala.
Walayala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Yashamarka.
Makal.
Makal.
Rai.
Rai.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Napashka.
Napashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Taza'atka.
Taza'atka.
Wa'aka.
Wa'aka.
Ma'ita.
Ma'ita.
Wa'ai.
Wa'ai.
Iwalam.
Iwalam. Now in the English, Psalms chapter 121. I will lift up my eyes unto the hill.
I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help coming from the Lord.
My
help cometh from the Lord.
Which made heaven and earth.
Which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be
He
moved.
that keepeth thee.
He that keepeth
Will
thee
not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold.
Behold.
He that keepeth Israel.
He that keepeth
Shall
Israel
neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade.
The Lord is thy shade
Upon thy right hand.
upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
Nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all
He
evil.
shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
And thy coming in.
and thy coming
From
in.
this time forth.
From this time forth.
Even forevermore.
And even forevermore.
Psalms 83. Elohim.
Elohim.
All.
All.
Ramaya.
Ramaya.
Makah.
Makah.
All.
All.
Lakarash.
Lakarash.
All.
All.
Shaquat.
Shaquat.
All.
All.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Hana.
Hana.
Awiyabika.
Nabika,
Hamayawan, Ra'ash, Ayel, Amaka, Ayamwa, Sawada, Yetta, Itazawa, Al, Wanika, Marwa, Akawa, Nakakida, Nagoya, Wala, Zakar, Shum, Sharala, Awaya, Ayawa, Tazawa, Ba, Kadwa, Awika, Agoya, Rathwa, Alaya, Adawam, Wa, Ishmaelium, Awaba, Agarium, Gabal, Imawan, Imalak, Alashat, Amishabia, Azawar, Gum, Ashawar, Alawa, Imam, Ayawa, Sarawai, Bunya, Salah, Aisha, Laham, Madian, Sarah, Ayabian, Paul, Koyashwan, Shamadwa, Ayan, Dara, Awa, Amun, Adama, Damwa, Adawa, Kaira, Kazabat, Katazal, Manai, Kol, Sayakumwa, Ashar, Marwa, Nairasha, Anawa, Nawa, Alahayim, Damwa, Gogala, Punya, Taradatma, Pasairika, Wabasa, Paska, Malam, Mala, Punyaham, Malawan, Waya, Koshwa, Shemka, Hawa, Washwa, Halwa, Aya, Parwa, Waya, Manwa, Waya, Iwa, Kaya, Wata, Shemka, Hawa, Vodka, Ayawan, Alcohol, Rataza.
Now, Psalms chapter 83 in English. Keep not thou silence, O God.
Keep not thy silence, O God.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O God.
And be not still, O God.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
Thine enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee,
have
lifted up the head.
Have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel.
Have taken crafty counsel
Against thy people.
against thy people.
And consulted against thine hidden ones.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said.
Come,
and let us cut them off.
and let us cut them off
From being a nation.
from being a nation.
That the name of Israel.
That the name of Israel
may be no more in remembrance.
may be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together.
For they have consulted together
With one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against
The
thee.
tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom
And the Ishmaelites.
and the Ishmaelites
Of Moab.
of Moab
And the Hagarenes.
and the Hagarenes,
Gebal.
Abal,
And Ammon.
and Ammon,
And Amalek.
and Amalek,
The Philistines.
the Philistines,
The inhabitants of Tyre.
the inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur also is joined with them.
Ashur also is joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them
Do unto them
as unto the Midianites.
as unto the Midianites,
As to Sisera.
as to Sisera,
As to Jabin.
as to Jabin,
At the brook of Kison.
at the brook of Kison,
Which perished at Endor.
which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They had become dung for the
Make
earth.
their nobles like a rib.
Make their nobles like a red,
And like Zeeb.
and like Zeb.
Yea. All their princes as Zebah.
All the princes like Zebah,
And as Almuna.
and as Zalmunna,
Who said, let us take to ourselves.
let us take to ourselves
The houses of God in possession.
the houses of God in possession.
Oh my God.
Oh my God,
Make them like a wheel.
make them like a wheel,
As the stubble before the wind.
as the stubble before the wind,
As the fire burneth their wood.
as the fire burned the wood,
And as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
and as the flame set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them.
So persecute them
With thy tempest.
with thy tempest,
And make them afraid.
and make them afraid
With thy storm.
with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame,
That they may seek thy name.
that they may seek thy name.
O Lord.
O Lord,
Let them be confounded.
let them be confounded
And troubled.
and troubled
Forever.
forever.
Yea.
Yea,
Let them be put to shame.
let them be put to
And
shame
perish.
and perish.
They may know that thou.
And they may know that thou,
Whose name alone is Yahweh.
whose name alone is Yahweh.
Men may know that thou,
That men may know that thou,
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
Is
Yahweh.
the Most High,
the Most High
over all earth.
over all the earth.
All right, sorry. You can take that from the brother and place it in this screen. Is there anyone that wants to be anointed? All right, just form a single file line. I scored. You got the.
You want me going to anoint the brothers? We'll do that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. We'll get it after. That's fine. You can go ahead, Rio. For sure. It's for a single file. You go right. You got the prayer. Hand it to me. It's not right there.
No.
We don't got it. Hand me that notebook. Not the thing.
I didn't see it in the football.
No. That's why.
It's okay.
My notebook go. Like, see my no, my notebook. You got them? You got them now? Yeah. I got it in a paper form. Where the hell my book go? It's like my white binder. There it is. Yeah. Come on. Go ahead, score. Let me see. Go ahead, anoint the brother.
Starting right here.
Yeah.
Composure. You step up.
Not the Zach. Okay. Just take a step. Stay in the Majid Shabbat.
Stand next to the brother too if you could.
Stand next to each other. Come, center. All right. You just repeat after me. Just us. Yabaraka Yahweh.
Yabaraka Yahweh.
Vayashamarka.
Vayashamarka.
Yahar Yahweh.
Yahar Yahweh.
Panyawa.
Panyawa.
Alika.
Aliyaka.
Vayakanka.
Vayakanka.
Yasha'a Yahweh.
Yasha'ah Yahweh.
Panyawa.
Panyawa.
Alika.
Aliyaka.
Vayashamlaka.
Vayashamlaka.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bahasham.
Bahasham.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapah.
Rapah.
Magun.
Magun.
Hagun.
Magun.
Natazak.
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 Rigo.
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 Bahasham Yahushai.
Shimi Hawashai.
The water Aman.
The water Aman.
What we said was, Yahweh bless thee and keep thee. Yahweh make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yahweh lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai, bless, heal, shield, protect, Natazak, and Rigo. Any sisters that want to be anointed?
I think they went over to help.
You guys, if they want to be anointed.
See the prayers.
No? All right. Call the class coming up.
Come. Men of Israel, Amijah Shabbat. It's like a one courtesy salute to the teachers. Amijah Shabbat. Barak. Amijah. Barak.
So it go. So Amijah Shabbat.
Sorry, Amijah Shabbat. Amijah. Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Barakatham.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Barakatham.
Yadi Matah.
Yadi Matah. Class dismissed.
I got some.